This is a very quick video about 3 websites that I use, and they are amazing for readers. The first one is ebooks. You can download free ebooks, and the second one is you can download audiobooks, again free, and the third one is a recommendation system. So let's get right into it. So the first one is gutenberg.org. As you know, the name Gutenberg is from Johannes Gutenberg, the German inventor who invented the printing press in the 15th century that revolutionized reading, and for the first time a lot of people could read because it was easy to print. Project Gutenberg was the first provider of free electronic books or ebooks. Michael Hart, founder of Project Gutenberg, invented ebooks in 1971, and his memory continues to inspire the creation of ebooks. So you can browse the bookshelves. They have different categories, different genres, but what I usually do is I just go to the search, which is fantastic. Recently I read Anna Karenina, as you know, so you can just search and they have different formats, so you can read it online, you can download it for your tablet or Kindle or just plain text, and make sure it's in English or the language that you want. They've got different languages, so they've got French, English, Spanish, and so forth. And some of the books that I downloaded, they come with the introduction that was initially published with the book back in the days, like 50 years, 60 or 100 years ago. And sometimes reading the introduction gives you kind of like snapshot of how people felt about the book back then. It's really interesting to see how people react, which is also an interesting history of the book. So they have a lot of English books, so like if you search famous authors like Charles Dickens, they have pretty much everything by Dickens here. For example, my favorite, The Great Expectations. Gutenberg.org is an amazing website, and I usually download the Kindle version, Kindle no image. So when you download, the name doesn't appear. It gives you this weird number, PG 1400. So what you could do is just copy and then just change the names. So here's one of the best tips that I can give you. Don't be tempted to download too many books because you will overwhelm yourself. So just use it like a normal library. You can only borrow 3 books a week, or just a bookstore. Just go and get 1 book and then finish it, or at least try to read a few pages and then before you download another one. So the next website is similar, but it's audiobooks. So it's called Librivox. It's also books rather than public domain. So I think they use a lot of free books from Gutenberg and they turn into audiobooks. So with Librivox, you can volunteer if you want to read books, which is also a fantastic way to kind of read classics that you hate. But here, at least you're reading for the website, so it's kind of, it just gives you the extra motivation to read tough classics. But I usually use it just to download audiobooks. So let's go to the catalog. So you can look by the author or title, genre, and language. 33,000 books in English and 447 in progress. And they've got different languages. And also, if you want to learn one of these languages, this is a perfect way to kind of listen to a book in the language that you want to learn. So let's go look at we can also search, by the way. So let's see. Anna Karenina. So they have got different languages. It's Dutch and German, and this is in English. And I think this one is also in Russian, so it's multilingual. So you can actually listen to it online. For example, you can just play it right there and then. So the translation is usually very old version, so these are not new. And it's the same with Gutenberg. So they use old translations because they're out in the public domain. When you download, it will take a while. So here is a 45 minutes. Don't be tempted to download too many at once because you will overwhelm yourself. You'll not listen. And the third website is kind of fun. It's kind of interesting. It's called Literature Map. So if you type your favorite author here, for example, I love Proust. It gives you the authors that are most similar to Marcel Proust. It's based on people's reading habits, I think. They use a database, either Amazon or it could be Goodreads. So the authors that are very similar or closest to Proust based on other people's reading, based on other people's preferences. So Thomas Bernhardt and Louis Ferdinand Céline. It's French. Bernhardt, I think, is American. I'm not sure. I haven't read any. So it kind of gives you an idea. So if you enjoy Proust, you might enjoy this author. For example, I don't know Bernhardt, to be honest. This is the first time I'm actually hearing the name Bernhardt. So it's kind of fun website, and kind of gives you an idea. For example, Franz Kafka. So the authors are very similar, like Albert Camus, yes, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Nabokov. And here's the thing about this website. I think it's also very geographical. For example, Dostoevsky, I'm sure it will give you some other Russians, Tolstoy. So it's geographical depending on the people who read Dostoevsky. I mean, Dostoevsky is quite a big name, so everybody reads around the world. And for example, Calvino, and so in this case, it's pretty accurate. Yeah, Borges and Calvino, for me, they are very similar in many ways. Of course, Calvino wrote, novels, and Borges wrote short stories, but the way they write is very, very similar. Saramago, I'm not sure. I mean, I only read one book, so I can't really judge. So these are the three websites. I get most of my books, especially classics, from Gutenberg. And it's easy, and you don't have to go to a library, or you don't have the money to buy books, and you can get the book right away, which is fantastic. So like I want to get, let's see, Don Quixote. Some books come with the introduction and some books don't. And then the second, if you like audiobooks, this is also great. So so they have an English version of Don Quixote, volume 1, 2. Gutenberg has got about 60,000 books, and Librivox has got about 33,000 in English, and then many in other languages. These are the three websites that I'm going to recommend today. Before I leave, let me know what websites do you use the most. What are your favorite websites for reading books? And thank you for watching.